more breaks where the phrases, or they keep going across too much.
Okay.
This is fine. This is nice. Lift. Watch. Lift. Watch this. Important. Lift. It's a little bit of a lift. That's Baroque. Lift. Okay, it's the little breaks that you have to observe. I'm looking for the dynamics. I'm wanting to hear the where you make the crescendo is very nice, but then it gets soft, right? Actually here, that's the soft, right? It goes back and forth, doesn't it? Soft. Back, the two voices are loud, they come soft, right? Yeah, we've pretty much mapped out that there's big and then there's soft, and there's big and then there's soft. Yeah, this is soft. Right here, that's not loud yet. Now you make the crescendo. Yeah. Remember, this is the augmentation. Can you just float 4 notes? Float. Float. We don't want to hear each note going ba, 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 ba. You know how you taper the ends of the inverted subject or the end of these are pieces of it, right? You have to taper. Here's what I mean. Less. Watch. Less. Very important. Less. Because if you keep getting those thumpy accents, when you're finishing a piece of the subject, it jars the whole counterpoint. I'm going to go over wherever it happens. In the beginning, watch. This is very important. Less. See that? On measure 3, that E has to have the wrist forward. Otherwise, you're going to get a fall down on the end of a phrase. You have to taper. These are all pieces of it. Less. Less, right? Even if it's getting louder, it's still has to have the shaping at the end, the tapering of the pieces of the subject, whether it is upside down or right side up. And now this can't be completely legato. It's legato for 4 notes. Another 4 notes. Another 4 notes, right? We want to think groups of 4s. The right hand, watch. That needs to be soft. It's going together with the left. They're both tapering together. So you have to keep monitoring yourself that you don't get these thumpy ends of little subphrases. And that occurs here too. Even with da 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 da. That can't be loud. You don't want that. You don't want that. Remember, when you see big sections of forte, you're going in and out and you're shaping all the time. You don't want to have flat playing, everything's flat across. It's got to have in and outs, ins and outs of your bigger dynamic levels. Yeah. So when you did this, very good. See, everything has its own little folding in of pieces of the phrases. Wait, you know what? I'm shaping that.
This phrase always confuses me because it's got forte on it.
Yeah. But we remember we talked about the fact that you could say F, but the first note of the upside down piece of it loud. We never do that. We never did that up to now. Remember. That's what a singer would do. We've got to be singers. Right?
Yeah.
That's the artistic side of playing. The dynamics are only guidelines. They're actually not to be taken literally. They've got to know musically what the piece is telling you by the harmonic rhythm and by the subject counter and how you execute it in the rolling motion that we decided we were doing.
And
yeah, just doing upside down rolling motion instead of forward rolling motion, right? So yeah, don't be attacking. Yeah, but that's where you have to take your breath. This is where breathing, piano playing must be breathed out.
that a really hard part to execute, coming out of here. I don't know. By the time I get
your breath, take your breath, breathe. You've got to get a breath of air. You've got to be breathing through that. Just come out of the climax of it. And that's a convergence of voices. And then you have to, this is easier because what? You're staggering each voice now. So there's a lot of things that cause anxious playing and the playing isn't phrased well. If you start like remember we talked about this? Because that was starting to do things like that, right? So that can upset the phrase if the rhythm is not exactly right. These notes have to be real 16ths. Yes, answer. You'll be very relaxed through those 16. I said you're rolling toward the E, but the E can't be a poke. You're rolling to it, and it's a lean. Leaning is different than poke. That's what I'm doing. I use wrist motion. Okay, now you're going to do that with a bigger sound, those two statements. Then you're going to go soft. Right? Then big again, right? You're going back and forth. Happening now, wait a minute now, the rhythm is getting distorted because your left hand's coming in too late. Now listen here. Yeah, what was happening is there was a delay too long between your 16th and importantly, on these pile-ups of the piece of the subject, which occurs in measure 19, you've got to make little breaks. The finish, rolling to the more. The finish, and we talked about break. That finished it. Finish. New. Inverted subject. But here's the thing about, I only can do here, over here. Watch my hands. Lift both hands. Lift. Yeah, that's going to have to happen there. Both hands are lifted. T-D-D, less. T-D-D. Be real careful. Watch. Less. More, but still less at the end. Now, most upstairs. Less. This is so important. Rolling. This is inverted augmentation, right? This is right side up augmentation. But what's happening to capsulize this is at the end of these four notes, they're getting an accent. And then at the same time, your right hand tends to do it too. So you keep getting like a jerk at the end of little sub phrases. It's the complete opposite. Watch. Less. Yeah? Even though most of it's louder here, but at the end, here it's the most. Right? But you have to taper at the ends of your little sub phrases. Just like the beginning. Right? Remember how you did that? Right?
Yep.
And here. It's really going to greatly improve if you listen to the ends of sub phrases and they don't fall down hard. Then you'll be fine.